This picture helped get Officer Jeffrey Vappy reassigned. Sunday, April 7th, the picture shows Vappy and the mayor on a French Quarter restaurant balcony at 5:45 at night. The Metropolitan Crime Commission asked the NOPD to investigate whether Vappy broke any department policies. The NOPD confirms that investigation is pending.
What's happening right now is that there was enough information supplied to justify the police department, opening an investigation.
Goyeneche hopes the investigation answers a series of questions, starting with whether Vappy was on the clock, if he notified his supervisor about having a meal with his protectee, and whether Vappy followed executive protection protocols. Our Outside the Office series, starting back in November of 2022, showed Vappy spending long hours, both on and off duty, inside the city-owned French Quarter Upper Pontalba apartment. Video from a public security camera operated by the city showed Vappy not in the common area but on the balcony of the apartment, sometimes watering plants. Those stories led to the NOPD reassigning Vappy in late 2022. But after an investigation, the mayor put Vappy back on the executive protection team. He faced no discipline, but did receive 2 letters of reprimand. Now he's under investigation again after the Metropolitan Crime Commission filed another complaint.
He was warned. And what we're seeing is history repeat itself, which is going to result, I think, in probably more severe consequences.
The NOPD confirmed to Fox 8 it reassigned Vappy pending an administrative investigation. A spokesperson wouldn't tell us what he had been reassigned to. Goyeneche says he's been told the NOPD won't be conducting its own administrative investigation, but instead will farm it out to an outside agency. It's unclear which agency that will be.
My position was that he should have never been returned after the first investigation. I suspect they will discover more than what we provided initially, because I believe that there's a trail there for them to pursue now.
Good morning and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. It is bright and early, 7:30 a.m. The birds are chirping outside. Okay, this gentleman here looks like he is very much, he's got a look on his face like, are you about to kill me? And his fears were not allayed, they were confirmed. After a second autopsy cited restraint asphyxiation as the cause of Latino father's death, involuntary manslaughter. Charges are being pursued. These cops, they were cleared, but now there's a pursuit of charges. In this image from a body camera, Alameda Police Department officers attempt to take 26-year-old Mario Gonzalez into custody. Okay, look at him. Mario, if you don't comply, they're going to kill you, and I believe that's what happened. The video later shows officers pinning Gonzalez to the ground face down. That usually kills people, especially when there's officers dogpiling on you. And they only stop when you stop breathing. Allegedly. 3 law enforcement officers in the San Francisco Bay Area were charged Thursday at 2021 death of 26-year-old Latino father in police custody. 2 years ago, prosecutors in Alameda County chose not to prosecute the officers. But they changed course this week after a new district attorney took office and a new autopsy report revealed more information about the death. You know, information that couldn't be gleaned from your lying eyes watching the video. Eric McKinley, James Fisher, and Cameron Leahy. Eric McKinley, he and James Fisher, along with Cameron Leahy, were each charged with involuntary manslaughter in the death of Mario Gonzalez. Leahy and McKinley, they worked for the Alameda Police Department, and Fisher was the APD. He was with APD at the time, and he's now with Contra Costa County Sheriff's Department. All right, guys, are you guys watching the Bad Apple Report? All right. You're rock stars, man. On April 19, 2021, police received calls that a man was acting strangely. You start acting strange around Leahy, McKinley, and Fisher, and you are absolutely dead, allegedly. Okay, here comes the killers. They're coming. He was talking to himself. Oh my God, Leahy knows what to do. You guys, check this out. According to the report of District Attorney Nancy O'Malley, when officers approached Gonzalez, he was alone in the park. Oh, there were alcohol bottles nearby. That's it. That's enough for McKinley. He spoke with officers for close to 9 minutes. Oh, they had enough time to think about it. According to body camera footage later released by the police department, the officers then put GOONzalez's hands behind his back and put him on the ground face down. At least one officer knelt on his back, the footage shows. Oh, let me guess. Who was it, guys? Was it Leahy? Was it Fisher? Was it McKinley? Police initially stated that GOONzalez died at the hospital, but the video footage shows he stopped breathing during the arrest. Folks, the police initially stated, you know what that means? They lied. The cops lied and said GOONzalez died at the hospital. But the video footage shows he stopped breathing during the arrest. Oh, but a couple of years later, there's a new prosecutor in town. Woo! Idiots. Government thug, knucklehead, idiots. One officer can be heard in the video saying GOONzalez had no pulse. Well, I guess that means he's still alive. Get the helicopter. Police initially described their interaction with GOONzalez as a scuffle while they tried to detain him. Ooh, I wonder what the camera shows. A scuffle. All right. The charges were filed as Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price is re-examining cases of officer-involved shootings and in-custody deaths. The officer said in an investigation 7 other cases. Okay. September 2021 report of the initial autopsy referred to the death as a homicide, but also cited the toxic effects of methamphetamine. Oh, yeah, man, we always got to go there. Let's pull the hairs out of his head and see if, like, a year ago he was on drugs, combined with physiological stress of the altercation and restraint. Oh, obesity and alcoholism. Oh, it's everything the cops and the DAs and the lawyers can throw at you. But listen, if you watch the video, which I haven't seen, but I'm going to assume it shows Leahy, McKinley, and whatever his name is. Prosecutors opened an investigation into possible misconduct by the 3 officers, but they were cleared in April 2022. The next year, after Price's election in November 2022, the Public Accountability Unit of the DA's office reopened and re-examined the case. A second autopsy determined that GOONzalez's death was caused by restraint asphyxiation. HuffPost reached out to the attorneys representing the 3 officers but had no response as of Friday afternoon. Allison Barry Wilkinson, an attorney who represented the 3 officers, told local news that the prosecution is politically motivated. It's politically motivated, guys. The district attorney waited until the 11th hour before the statute of limitations was set to expire to bring these charges, just days after it was confirmed she would face recall. Ooh, well, there's all that. Look at that. So you mean the government only does something when they have to? Never heard of such a thing. The city agreed in December to pay a settlement of $11 million to GOONzalez's son as well as the amount to the mother. Oh, another amount to the mother to resolve 2 civil lawsuits filed against the city. You guys, when you hear that, remember, that's why everything is so extraordinarily expensive, because the government just pisses your money away. Our journalists will continue to cover the twists and turns, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Look at that. This young man was 26 years old. He was completely alive in this photo. And 9 minutes later, or just a few minutes later, they'd obviously been talking to him for 9 minutes. He's dead. And 2 years later, they're like, oh, something happened to him.
This is the home Detroit Lakes police say DFL State Senator Nicole Mitchell burglarized early Monday morning. A criminal complaint says she entered through this basement window and was arrested when the homeowner, her stepmother, called police about a burglar in her home. When police arrived at 4:45 a.m., the complaint says they located a female dressed in all black clothing and a black hat. The female, later identified as Nicole Lynn Mitchell, was ordered to the ground and placed under arrest. While being detained, Mitchell stated to the victim something to the effect of, "I was just trying to get a couple of my dad's things because you wouldn't talk to me anymore." The complaint says Mitchell told police she had just gotten into the house and commented, "Clearly, I'm not good at this." Mitchell told police she went to the house to retrieve ashes, pictures, a flannel shirt, and other items that belonged to her deceased father that her stepmother refused to give her. Her father died a year ago last month. Police say they recovered a backpack Mitchell had with her that included 2 laptops, a cell phone, Mitchell's driver's license, Senate ID, and miscellaneous Tupperware. Police say at least one of the laptops appeared to belong to the victim. In a statement, Senate Republican leader Mark Johnson said, "The complaint released by the Becker County attorney lays out the case of a person who took extensive preparation to burglarize a family member's home. This behavior is unbecoming of a member of the legislature, and she needs to resign from the Senate immediately." Now, the criminal complaint also says Mitchell left her home in Woodbury at 1 a.m. Monday morning to make the more than 3-hour drive to Detroit Lakes. Mitchell did not enter a plea in court today. That will likely happen at a hearing June 10th. Meanwhile, Senator Mitchell posted a message on Facebook this afternoon. She says a family member suffers from, quote, Alzheimer's and associated paranoia. Mitchell says she, quote, learned of medical information which caused me grave concern and prompted me to check on that family member. However, this criminal complaint does not mention Mitchell saying any of those things to police at the time of her arrest. Tom Hauser, 5 Eyewitness News.
Well, charges have been filed against a Luna County Sheriff's Corporal after he crashed into a car carrying a mother and her 14-month-old son. The mother survived, but the baby was killed. News 13's Jessica Garate has the parents' reaction to the newly filed charges.
Wyatt and I were headed home the day of the crash. I didn't know this would be the last car ride with my little boy. I didn't know this would be the last time I saw him alive.
It's the worst feeling in the world when you hug your child for the last time and they're ice cold.
The parents of Wyatt Franzoy talk about the day their 14-month-old son died nearly 6 months ago after Luna County Sheriff's Corporal Paul Garcia T-boned the family's car.
Deputy Garcia's conduct changed dozens of lives forever. None more so than Wyatt's parents, Isabella and William.
Back in November, Corporal Garcia and an officer in training were responding to a robbery call in Deming and speeding down Highway 11, going 130 miles per hour.
I never saw the sheriff's car speeding behind us. I remember slowing down before the intersection and turning on my blinker, and then my life changed forever.
A police report states Corporal Garcia moved into the opposing lane as Hernandez turned, hitting her car at 99 miles per hour.
Unfortunately, there was an alleged glitch with Officer Garcia's dash cam video, making the footage of the actual impact unavailable.
Hernandez suffered from numerous injuries, but her baby boy didn't survive.
It's not fair. This Luna County officer gets to go home to his son. Meanwhile, if I want to see mine, I have to go to the cemetery. I visit Wyatt often, and I usually go when they're about to close so I can read him his bedtime stories just like before.
I still have the dirty diapers and bottles from that day before he was killed, because I just can't seem to let go of anything.
Corporal Garcia's case was sent to the Alamogordo DA's office, who filed charges for homicide by vehicle and great bodily injury by vehicle yesterday. Wyatt's parents are demanding justice.
My first and only son was taken from our family because of a reckless and dangerous driver, only 2 months after his first birthday. He didn't even make it to his second Christmas. I pray that no parent ever has to know the pain of returning Christmas gifts that were never put under the tree.
Jessica Garate, KRQE News 13.
Corporal Garcia has been in trouble before. He was convicted of driving drunk in 2015. The criminal complaint says he narrowly avoided hitting a Luna County officer and told them he had a previous DWI conviction in Texas. Last year, he was awarded the 2023 Deputy of the Year in Luna County. He's still employed by the Luna County Sheriff's Office.
Looks like we made it, folks. Another week filled with bad apples. I think I need to do another type of show. I need to do a morning show that's like meditating and dog hugging, just talking about good things and whatnot. But we got to keep reporting on the bad apples. It's important every morning right here at 7:30 a.m. at Home on the Range. And I thank you so very much for sticking around and watching. Thank you guys. Have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow, 7:30 a.m.